Historically, the stretch between September through to December, that has always been considered one of the most lucrative periods of the year for commodity traders. A long list of the world's most powerful Wall Street banks, from Goldman Sachs to JP Morgan to Bank of America, they have described the current economic climate as the golden age of trading. This comes as no surprise given that the current highly macro-driven backdrop that is fueling one of the greatest income generating prospects the world has seen. This is presenting savvy traders with back to back money making opportunities. Data shows that 1 in 3 people they have turned to commodities to capitalize on the biggest macro themes driving the markets right now. This includes the de-dollarization movement, which has seen gold purchases by global central banks exceed 483 tons in the first half of 2024, a global food crisis which is sending agricultural prices skyrocketing to all-time record highs, alongside the global transition towards green energy and artificial intelligence technologies, which is already starting to play a critical role in supercharging demand for the world's highly essential commodities such as aluminium, copper, cobalt, nickel, lithium, palladium, platinum, uranium, zinc, and rare earth metals. Alongside this, we have November's high-stakes US presidential election. This is gearing up to be one of the biggest macro trading events of 2024. The importance of this macro event alone cannot be underestimated and is guaranteed to have significant implications on commodity markets, with the potential return of the so-called Trump trade. And just in case that wasn't enough, traders are now on the cusp of being gifted with even more lucrative money-making opportunities, with the Federal Reserve expected to make its first interest rate cut in 4 years this month, followed by the possibility of consecutive rate cuts in November and December. This cocktail of explosive events, which traders will not want to miss out on, it is guaranteed to be a license to print money and drive market sentiment over the next 120 days. In fact, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and Bank of America, they have already begun preparing their clients for what they predict could be one of the most lucrative periods of the year. These exciting and fast-moving markets, they are creating the most optimized environment for traders, or as some of the world's most powerful Wall Street banks are calling it, the golden age of trading. So far this quarter, we have seen the commodity markets notching up spectacular double-digit gains. The week-to-week short-term macro-driven trend that we're seeing right now, it can literally be summarized as buy low, sell high, rinse and repeat, and do it all over again. On the topic of macro themes, the Fed's highly anticipated September rate cut that has firmly positioned itself as one of the biggest and most closely watched macro trading opportunities of the month, if not the year. With a September rate cut all but assured, traders are now shifting their attention to what the easing cycle will look like. The Federal Reserve Open Market Committee latest summary of economic projections, released at the conclusion of the FOMC policy meeting in June, that implies a quarter point cut per quarter through to the end of 2026. However, traders, they're now pricing in more aggressive front-loaded easing cycle, with odds of a full percentage point of cuts before the end of 2024, starting with a jumbo-sized 50 basis point cut in September. The big question now is, how much will the Fed cut interest rates this year? The answer to this question, that may come from the hotly awaited US job report for August, due for release this Friday. Last month, a sharp rise in the unemployment rate that significantly spooked equity markets, unleashing a massive market meltdown that saw more than $3 trillion wiped off the global stock markets in less than 24 hours. Traders, they ditched riskier assets in favor of safe havens such as gold, sending the precious metal skyrocketing above $2,500 per ounce for the first time ever. This week's labor employment data, that could single-handedly determine the pace of the Federal Reserve's easing cycle and whether the Fed will deliver a jumbo-sized 50 basis point rate cut this month. Whichever way you look at it, one thing is clear. The reality is we are now in an environment where the US economy is slowing down, the labor market is weakening, and interest rates will be coming down. At the same time, while inflation is down, it's not exactly contained, especially as the government debt continues to grow at an unprecedented rate. Central banks, they continue to increase their gold reserves and diversify their holdings, and geopolitical uncertainty that remains elevated, all of which in return is keeping demand for safe havens firmly intact and supercharging gold's iconic status as the must-have asset class in every portfolio. Regardless of whether the Federal Reserve cuts by 50 or 25 basis points, the issues highlighted, they won't go away, which ultimately tells us one thing and one thing only. We are now officially at the beginning of a new historic supercycle for gold. Extraordinary times, they do create extraordinary opportunities. Right now, as traders, we are living in some of the most exciting and rewarding times ever. If you've been kicking yourself for missing out on some of the biggest trading events so far this year, and you still want to make 2024 your best ever, then now is the time to take action. With everything that is currently unfolding on the global macro front, 2024, it is now officially on track to be the Gold and Silver Club's biggest and most profitable year in our 15-year history. Our clients have already made in excess of 6, 7, and 8-figure returns so far this year, and we're only at the start of September. To put that another way, the majority of our clients at the Gold and Silver Club, they've made more money already this year than they made in the entire 12 months of last year. What we're seeing right now is nothing short of extraordinary. It's times like these that make millionaires and billionaires out of regular people. Whatever long-term goal you're looking to achieve through trading, whether that's to create a full-time income, a second or replacement income, or just to earn a better return on your savings, then now is the time to take action. Right now, you have an opportunity to make the final 4 months of 2024 your biggest and best yet, which based on our research, it is going to be another blockbuster period due to all the current macroeconomic events that are unfolding. Definitely do not underestimate what you can achieve in the next 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or even 12 months from now. Here at the Gold and Silver Club, we're consistently banking over 10,000 points profit per month, which we've been transparently documenting through our weekly videos. If you're trading at 1 lot, that's $100,000, or if you're trading at 10 lots, that's $1 million. As you can see from our testimonials, the majority of our clients at the Gold and Silver Club are utilizing our proprietary research-driven trading approach. They have already made in excess of 6, 7, and 8-figure returns, and we still have another 4 months left to go. All of our clients have already been fully briefed, prepped, and ready to make the final 4 months of the year their biggest and best yet. If you want to join them in making the remainder of 2024 your most rewarding year ever, then go to jointhegoldandsilverclub.com now to learn how our mentorship program can take your trading to the next level. Time is the most valuable commodity that we have. Make sure that you don't waste it. So with that, let's move over to the charts here. We'll talk you through exactly what we're looking at here as we come into a new week. So first of all, we are coming to you on the 2nd of September, which is Labor Day public holiday in the USA. So the expectation here for Labor Day was for there to be risk on in the markets, and you could see some support come in here for commodities, right? So we have palladium at the moment surging back to 970 US dollars per ounce. Gold is reclaimed back above 2,500 US dollars per ounce. We've got oil, which is up on the day just under 1%, trading back at $73.59 per barrel. And alongside that, we have platinum, which is at $930 per ounce. Silver's at $28.49 per ounce. Now, first off, as discussed last week, we have built a long position here on the dollar. That, in fact, with the breakout that we saw over Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we're already at a point now we've made enough profit to protect the trade and start scaling out of some of the profits here. As mentioned, our expectation here throughout the month of September is that the dollar is essentially a buy opportunity back here at the swing lows, back down towards 100.50. So we've got into the trade, built out a position here. As mentioned, the whole trade is now being protected. It's been such a big move already just over the last 3 days here. But ultimately, the expectation is over the month of September, the dollar index will do well and outperform other markets, which then brings me over to several other setups that we are looking at here at the moment. moment too. So the game plan for this week is to continue to scale out of more profit on palladium here before we start hitting more risk off periods as we get closer to quad witching this month, the end of quarter profit taking, and also interest rate cuts from central banks, of course, including the Federal Reserve alongside the Bank of England, and also we'll be hearing from the European Central Bank this month as well. All of these, they do tend to provide more risk off, which ultimately means we want to be looking at opportunities on the breakouts that we're seeing right now to scale out of more profit here. So ultimately, if we're looking for the dollar index to go up over the month of September, that essentially means you could get a pullback here across gold, across silver, across platinum, and also oil as well, where we may well get another retest back towards the swing lows, which if that was the case, I would see that as a massive opportunity to reload at best possible price. Now, we still have half a dozen positions on here with oil. As mentioned before, we got into these trades at the swing lows. We made sure to bank a windfall amount of profit, over 5,000 points booked the previous week between oil and also palladium, making sure to lock in as we got into over a dozen positions across those two commodities. And very simply, it's rinse and repeat. If we were to get another flush out back down towards the price swing lows, yes, I would be looking at a buy opportunity. Platinum here as well, typically over the month of September alongside silver. These two precious metals are often under pressure over the course of this month. So yes, I'll be keeping them on the radar to reload at best possible price throughout the month of September. The playbook here for now is very simple indeed. The dollar trade is working extremely well. I'm expecting more upside on the dollar. I'm looking to scale out of more profit over the course of this week on palladium. I'm looking for lower prices on gold, silver, and platinum over the course of this month, which could then ultimately set up for fantastic opportunities to buy back at much lower prices. And of course, whatever long-term goal you're looking to achieve through trading, whether that's to create a full-time income, a second or replacement income, or just to earn a better return on your savings, now is the time to take action. If you want to maximize your money-making potential and thrive, not just survive in these fast-moving markets, then you need to adapt your strategy to the current market conditions. Most importantly, utilize a professional, research-driven, artificial intelligence-powered approach. One of the biggest obstacles that holds back 99% of retail traders from achieving their desired success, it's not having access to the correct professional strategies, institutional level data, and cutting edge artificial intelligence insights to make confident decisions with accuracy and certainty. There's a huge gap between the top 1% of professional traders and the bottom 99% of misguided retail traders who simply rely on outdated technical analysis and gimmicky technical indicators that do not work in these markets. If you want to get yourself out of that bottom 99% and into the top 1% who are actually crushing it and making 6, 7, and 8-figure returns in these markets right now, then you need to utilize a professional, artificial intelligence-driven approach, or you will just end up wasting lots of time, money, and effort. You will have no results to show for all of your hard work. In these rapidly changing markets, you need to be constantly innovating and evolving. Technical analysis, outdated technical indicators, they won't work. Those days, they're long gone. If that's all you're relying on, the odds are already stacked up massively against you. If you want to change your results, you have to change your thinking. If you want to learn our exclusive data-driven and artificial intelligence-powered approach that is never taught to retail traders and is only reserved for professional traders in the banks and hedge funds with access to powerful game-changing insights, including where the banks and hedge funds where they're buying and selling in real time, alongside the key liquidity zones, so you can enter and exit the markets with pinpoint precision. Further compound that with the fundamentals, the macroeconomics, the capital flows, the daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly real-time data-driven cycles and intermarket correlations. Then you need to join our mentorship program. Right now, we are in one of the greatest eras of wealth creation the world has seen. If you want to successfully capitalize on these huge money-making opportunities ahead and build significant life-changing wealth, there's no better time than now. If you want to upgrade your income, then you have to upgrade your skills. Never underestimate what you can achieve in the next 3, 6, or even 12 months from now with the right guidance and mentorship. Time is the most valuable commodity that we have. Make sure that you don't waste it. If you want to join our community of successful traders and take your trading to the next level, there is an opportunity for you to do so. As a member, you get access to our exclusive live trading room webinars. You get access to real-time trade ideas, access to institutional research and market intelligence, access to our private Members Academy website, and also support and one-to-one mentoring. For more information, just go to jointhelivetradingroom.com. The link is also below this report in the description. So just click on the link, make an application, and we will get in touch ASAP.